Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today I am going to deliver a topic of our subject zoology or class 12th medical of Boys Higher Secondary School, Kalamabad. And during our regular classes, we have studied about the human reproductive system, in which we have already discussed about the structure of male and female reproductive system, as well as the gametogenesis, including spermatogenesis as well as oogenesis. We have also studied in detail about the menstruation cycle. Now the next point which we have to discuss about in this topic is the most important event, that is fertilization. Now, so far the fertilization is concerned, basically fertilization is the fusion of haploid male gamete with the haploid female gamete to form a diploid zygote. Now the haploidy and diploidy of these structures represent as N for sperm, N for egg, and 2N for zygote, that indicates the number of chromosomes. As we already know that the human beings have 46 chromosomes, and in these gametes the chromosome number is reduced to half, that is 23 and 23. Now, because the nucleus of these gametes contains only the half the number of chromosomes, so their nuclei are also termed as pronuclei. So actually the fertilization involves the fusion of the male pronucleus with the female pronucleus to form the zygote. Actually, the fusion of male pronucleus and female nucleus is termed as amphimexis. Amphimexis, a new term for you people to remember, and it is also termed as syngamy or karyogamy. Well, now the mechanism of this fertilization. So far, the mechanism of fertilization is concerned, as we know that human beings are viviparous. Now, mechanism of fertilization. Here we already know that human beings are viviparous, that is, they give birth to young ones, and the fertilization is internal. That means the fusion of male and female gamete takes place inside the body of female, and the actual site of fertilization, that is the fusion of male and female gamete, where they actually fuse, is the ampullary isthmus junction of fallopian tube. Keeping these things in mind, now we will see towards the events that occur during the mechanism of fertilization. Now the first event in the mechanism of fertilization is the arrival of the egg. Arrival of the egg. सबसे पहले हम ये जानने की कोशिश करेंगे कि egg कहाँ से आता है. Since the eggs are formed in ovaries, and in ovaries we know that there are primordial follicles, basic primordial follicles, which slowly mature into Graafian follicle. A mature Graafian follicle contains an ovum within it, a mature ovum, and around the 14th day of the menstruation cycle, this Graafian follicle, GF, Graafian follicle, it ruptures under the influence of increased luteinizing hormone, that is LH. It ruptures and it releases egg. It releases egg. Now this released egg is caught by the finger-like projections of the fallopian tube. Now the Graafian follicle, once it ruptures, the egg comes out of the Graafian follicle, and the empty Graafian follicle acts as a temporary endocrine gland and starts producing a hormone called progesterone, which you already know. And this progesterone is meant for the maintenance of the pregnancy. Now, the release of the egg from the Graafian follicle is called ovulation, and this ovulation occurs around the 14th day of menstruation cycle. And once the egg reaches into the ampulla, it slowly moves upwards towards the actual site of fertilization, that is the junction of ampulla and isthmus, which is termed as ampullary isthmus junction, which is the exact site of fertilization in human beings. Now, the second event is insemination.